I'm sure you've been here before. You're on a discovery call with a potential client. You're about to ask them to work with you, and you're wondering exactly what to say so you don't screw it up. Well, you're in luck, because today I'm going to share with you 5 word-for-word discovery call questions that you can use to ask the person to work with you and close the deal. Hey there, I'm Nick, your sales coach, your discovery call authority, and your exactly what to say certified guide. So as I was saying before, you're at that part of the conversation where you want to ask the person to work with you. You want to close the deal, and you're just not confident that you know exactly what to say to make that happen. And I bet right now you're doing one of a couple things. You're either doing nothing and you're not asking them at all to work with you. Therefore, you've just let the whole call go by. You know the person needs you and you don't ask them to work with you. Or you make it really awkward because you're not sure what to say and you lose the sale. So the first of these phrases is really simple, and it's a little bit of reverse psychology. And usually I say this or use this when I've gotten to a point with a person where I know that they want to make a decision. I know that they really want to do this, but it's a little scary, it's a little hard, and they're hesitating a little bit. And what I like to ask is this, what is holding you back from just saying no right now? Because I want to know if they're struggling with saying yes, then they're struggling with what they really want to do. So really, they've already removed no as an option in their mind. They know what they want to do. They don't actually want to say no. And I want to find out from them. What is it that's holding you back from saying no? And what happens a lot of times is they start telling you all the reasons why they really want to do this. So like I said, this is a little bit of reverse psychology. It's helping them see that they don't actually want to say no. And all you're doing is asking a very simple question. What's holding you back from saying no right now? I hear there's a part of you that wants to do this. What is it that's holding you back from saying no right now? And when you use that line, watch how the person starts to defend why they actually want to make this decision. Now, the second phrase I'm going to share with you is a way to help somebody through the decision that they're trying to make and also show up and really be supportive to them. And you're going to support whichever version of them that they choose. And here's how I want you to say it. I'm hearing 2 versions of you right now. There's one version who's in some fear and maybe isn't sure about taking this next step. And the other version of you really wants to do this. Just out of curiosity, which version would you like me to support right now? And what you're doing is you're saying, I'm here to support you. I'm not trying to talk you into making the decision that I want you to make. I'm here to help support you in making the decision that's best for both of us, really, right? If they decide that they are all in and they want to do this, awesome. That's the kind of person you want to work with. If they're hesitating a lot and they're not quite sure, then help them get to a no. Help them get to a not right now. And this is a great question to ask in order to help them do that. And hey, by the way, give me a thumbs up below if you're liking this content and you want to see more of it. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments below and let me know how I can help. All right, now let's step into phrase number 3. I actually just used this one on a sales call today, just a couple hours ago, and worked like a charm. I want you to say, out of curiosity, what is it about me as a coach and my program that feels like the right fit for you? And when you ask that question, you know what they're going to say? All the reasons why they want to work with you. All the reasons why they know that this is the solution that they need. And when they say that, they're basically saying, I want this and I'm going to do this. So it's a really nice way to help them see for themselves or hear for themselves that this is the next step that they want to take. Okay, now phrase 4. This is actually one of my favorites, not only because I've used it so often and it works so well, but honestly, it was used on me and it worked perfectly. And here's what I want you to say. I'm hearing that there's a strong desire to want to do this, and I'm also hearing that there's some fears. I understand this is a really big decision for you to make, and I also know you're currently in a place where you really don't want to be. So I'm curious, would you like to commit to your dreams or would you like to commit to your comfort zone? And again, what you're asking them is, where do you stand with this? I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to find out where you're at, what you're available for. Are you available for committing to your dreams or are you available for committing to your comfort zone? Because either way, that's what we're here to decide. And now let's move on to the 5th phrase. And what I want you to say is, based on what you've shared with me, it sounds like you know that this is the next step for you. I have both a pay in full and a payment plan option. Which of these 2 options is going to be best for you? And what you're basically saying is, I'm hearing that you want to do this, so I'm assuming that it's a yes. And this is what's called an assumptive close. Because what you're saying is, hey, I'm hearing that you really want to do this. I have 2 options for you to make payment. Which one's going to be best for you? When they answer, what they're basically saying is, yes, I want to take the next steps and here's how I want to do it. They've basically just confirmed how they want to pay and what they want to do. And what you'll say right there is, okay, great. So what happens next is we'll get you set up with the payment plan link. And as soon as that first payment is made right here together on the call, we'll go ahead and get your first appointment set up. How does that sound? All right, let's move on to phrase 6, the bonus phrase. And here's what you say. I'm hearing that you want to do this and that you know it's the right fit. What else can I answer for you before I share next steps for how you get started? What you're asking them is, hey, what else do you need answered before we move on to next steps? And if they say, well, I still want to know this, or I want to know this, or I just have a question about this, cool. Then you get to keep sharing. You get to keep explaining whatever it is that they need to hear that's going to help them make a decision, right? They just need some extra information. And if they say, nothing, I think I have everything I need. Great. So here's what happens next. That's what you're going to say. If they say, I don't need anything else answered, I'm good, then here's what happens next. And you're going to explain to them the next steps in your onboarding process. Bonus tip, if they say, well, I need some time to think about it, then you're going to get curious in that moment. What do they need to think about? And you're going to ask them, I'm just curious, what is it that you need to think about? Because remember, they just told you a minute ago, they didn't have questions. They didn't need anything else answered from you. That means they're at a point where they have made a decision. And more than likely, if they're saying, I need some time to think about it, they're probably just going to go overthink it.